guys, it's Loretta with Sparrowhawker Designs. Welcome back to my channel. I finished this journal. I will try to make it a quick flip through. It measures 7.5 by 4.5 roughly, with a 2-inch spine, which I created. I made the spine because the book was only about this thick, but I really liked the book and I liked the size otherwise, so I just took it apart and made it its own spine. This is an image that my neighbor gave to me, actually, the original. And when I took it out of the little paper cardboard thing to make a copy of it, there was another photo behind it of this same little girl about 4 or 5 years later. The frame is Tim Holtz, and I just took some sandpaper and kind of scuffed it up, and then a little ink because it just was too shiny and new looking for me. I love laces and trims and all that kind of stuff, but I like my stuff to look, you know, grungy and old at the same time. I don't know. That's just kind of how I roll. I feel like that's kind of my style no matter what I do. I kind of like it to be, except my crazy quilts. That stuff I'm usually pretty, I like it to look newer, I guess. I don't know, maybe not newer, but whatever. I'm just going to stop talking. Anyway, it's just a regular tie closure here. There are, I think, 82 pages in here. She's a chunker, but I'm going to stop apologizing for making chunky journals because this is what I like, and you don't have to buy it if you don't like it. I really like the chunky journals, but anyway, I reinforced the spine with some 2 things of fabric on the inside. There's some Tim Holtz paper here, or tissue, like, I don't know what you call it, but anyway, there's a tag in here. All of these images are from my my private collection, all of them. So, and I grunged them all up. And there's lots of writing space in here. If you don't really, I wish y'all would leave me, if you are, you know, if you buy journals and if you do journaling, if you would leave me a comment saying whether or not you would actually write in these, because I get these comments from people all the time that they could just never write in one of these journals. This is an original, not a copy. It's a postcard from 1889. And if that's truly the case, that people aren't going to write in them, then I'm going to start putting fewer pages in them, you know, fewer writing pages anyway. Because I leave all of this open space, and if you're not using it, then that's kind of pointless. Love these 2 little twins. Isn't that cute with their little parasols? Love them. I love this image too. The original image to this is absolutely perfectly clear. So I had to do something about that, obviously. I mean, it's a super clear in focus photo, and I made it look less of that. I love this little gal here in her bonnet sitting out in the middle of the yard. This is a really old piece of trim here. Let's see if you can still see. Like, I can't see through my phone when I'm filming, so I have to keep bending over and looking under and checking to make sure that everything is still in focus. Or still in frame, I should say. There's a little card in here somewhere. There you go. Yeah. Oh yeah, forgot this gal here. And this is a flower I made, and I just blinged it up with some glitter paint and put one of the, you know, flat back crystals in it, in the middle of it. I love these guys. That little boy with that grin on his face, man, he just makes my whole day. I just love him. There's a little bead there. Here's a, I made this with the old button card. Put this image on the old button card. You can still see the holes there from where the buttons were sewn in. Yeah, it's been a very quiet week here. My husband and son, I had to go out of town, and so I've kind of had the house to myself. So I've mostly done stitching, to be honest. I mean, I did finish this, but I love this paper. It's scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby. Some snippets that I made. What else? I love this too. I love those two gals. I think they're sisters, maybe, or cousins or neighbors. Looks like they're handing each other flowers in the garden. Like, here's a big tree, and here's the picket fence and all the flowers. Just love it. That's just absolutely love that image. So I have finished my May page for Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. I will do a video on that next. It's what, June, I don't know what today is, the 10th maybe, and I haven't even started on June's yet, so yeah. I haven't decided if I'm going to do the Christmas one that they're doing, because it's going to be 2 pages a month instead of 1, and I have a lot of other stitching things going on, so I just don't know if I will be able to get to that or not. I'm going to try, because I don't really have a whole lot of Christmas things that I've made, and I have a ton of Christmas supplies. Did some stitching on here. Yeah, so the other thing that I was working on all this week is a slow stitch cover for a fabric book that I'm making. I love him. I have 2 pictures of him. He's holding like a little tiny, like a rapier sword or whatever. I have 2 pictures of him. He's awesome. I did some glitter paint on here too. More scrapbook paper from, I think that's Hobby Lobby. Anyway, so I'm making a fabric journal it's a fabric book that will have paper journal inserts. I don't know that that's going to be for sale though, because I'm putting a lot of work into it, and honestly, when you put that much stitching work into it, you just it's hard to let go of, you know. I love that. Here's a card. Here's a little card here, and this is just some book paper, book pages. This is a little girl that I cut out of a advertisement from a vintage newspaper I have from, like, I don't know, 1918 or something like that. Anyway, yeah. So I've been working on the cover for that journal that I'm going to make. I've had a couple people request me to do a fabric book. So I've done one before, but haven't done one in a long time, and I really kind of wanted to do one because I played with these really cool images with it. So basically I made it because I made these really cool images, and I just wanted to use them. So you'll get to see that. I don't know about the whole journal, but you should get to see the cover and sometime this week, I think. I made the ruffles, and I'm always so torn whether or not to just bring you along and let you watch me sew. Love this lady. Isn't she amazing? Because every single time I do step by step, like anytime I bring I do videos like that where I bring the audience along on what I'm doing, it's when I tend to get the most negative comments, like people don't want to hear me talk, or I take forever to do something. And so yeah, so I'm never really sure like how to approach that. This is a little card I made. I embossed the skirt on here. Isn't that cute? and then it's a pocket. So the image itself is from the Graphics Fairy. This is actually the back of an old photo that I have. And then I embossed it and yeah, and made a little card out of it. And I love these guys, her bow and her hair. Her bow kind of reminds me of like the fabric that's on the cover of the journal. Yeah, so there you go. I really like the way it turned out. Yeah, she's a chunker for sure. But anyway, so this should be available in my Etsy store. And as always, whenever I say that if nobody wants it, I'll just keep it. I always say that because it's true. It's like it's like, I'll keep it if nobody wants it kind of thing. I don't have a single journal that I've made ever. I have a couple of altered books. I have 1, 2, 3. I have 3 altered books that I made, partly because those are like really hard to let loose. You know, you just put so much time into them and everything. But journals, I don't have a single journal that I've ever made. I have either given them all away or I have sold them. One of the two. All right, there you go. I just love her. She's just awesome. Anyway, guys, I will talk to you later. I hope you're having a wonderful June. Bye-bye.